Welcome to our end of week news bulletin. I am Sergeant Doreen Kerubo. The Kdf Weekly Bulletin is a show to keep you updated on events undertaken by the Ministry of Defense over the week. In today's bulletin, President Ruto presides over the 60th Madaraka Day Celebrations in Embu. Honorable Aiden Duale delivers a lecture of opportunity at the Joint Command and Staff College in Karen. Principal Secretary for Defense graces the 38th Joint Command and Staff College graduation ceremony. East African Chiefs of Defense meet in Bujumbura. And in sports, cycling and swimming competitions held at Manda Base in Lamu County. His Excellency Honorable Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, led Kenyans in marking the 60th Madaraka Day celebration at Moi Stadium in Embu County. On arrival, President Ruto inspected a guard of honor mounted by 7 Kenya Rifle Battalion, led by the parade commander Lieutenant Kano Kasaine, the unit commanding officer. He later joined other participants in witnessing a flypast by aircraft from the Kenya Air Force. The flypast preceded meticulous marching by contingents from various security agencies, including the Kenya Defence Forces, the National Police Service, Kenya Coast Guard Services, Kenya Wildlife Service, Kenya Forestry Service, National Youth Service, and the Embu County Law Enforcement Unit, among others.
In his address during the Madaraka Day celebration, President William Ruto hailed the sacrifice of the country's liberators in enduring immense risks in the struggle for freedom.
In fighting for our sovereignty, our noble freedom fighters had primarily waged a political struggle to liberate a people divided, humiliated, and impoverished under a predatory system whose institutions were vicious and extractive.
The president further observed that we have made major strides in the war against underdevelopment, poverty, and unemployment, urging Kenyans to uphold the spirit of determination.
The sacrifices required were inspired by a spirit that is truly unique, which transcends ordinary decision-making. We recognize that spirit even now. It lives in the heart of every Kenyan who wakes up early to give their best, try their luck, knock on doors, and chase their dreams.
Wakiwa kwenye magwanda yao mazito ya kivita.
Honorable Aiden Duale, the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, has underscored the strategic importance of a secure and stable Horn of Africa for socio-economic development. The CS made the remarks at Karen here in Nairobi, where he delivered a lecture of opportunity titled New Dawn in the Horn, Inching Towards Peace in the Region to Grade 2 Staff Course participants. During the lecture, Honorable Duale demonstrated to the course participant the strategic security environment of the region and the various trends influencing the security situation. He highlighted that Kenya continues to provide a leadership voice in regional organizations like the East African Community and Intergovernmental Authority on Development, also known as IGAD.
In his lecture to the Grade 2 Staff Course participants, Honorable Duale stated that Kenya is committed to actively participating in peace stabilization processes in the region. This, he said, is evidenced by Kenya's presence in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Somalia, and Ethiopia peace talks. He reiterated that the region has a huge untapped potential but faces significant security threats ranging from terrorism, cybercrime, human and drug trafficking, as well as the proliferation of small arms, among others. The Cabinet Secretary for Defense noted the need to leverage technology since the enemy is using sophisticated technology. He acknowledged the need to upscale the security infrastructure to combat modern-day security threats.
Moving on, Mr. Patrick Mariru, the Principal Secretary for Defense, graced Course 38 of the 2022-2023 Joint Command and Staff College graduation ceremony. The graduation was held at the college's graduation grounds in Karen, here in Nairobi. The course comprised a total of 61 participants, 43 of whom were drawn from Kenya, while 18 were from allied countries. The participants undertook 47 weeks of rigorous training in professional military modules and defense and Strategic Studies that saw them awarded with a postgraduate and ordinary diploma in Defense and Strategy. Take a look.
In his address, the PS congratulated the course participants for successfully completing the course, stating that this marked a crucial milestone in their military careers.
The completion of this course is a crucial milestone for each graduate in their military career. Therefore, I wish to congratulate all the graduates of course that number 38 of 2022-2023 upon the successful completion of your studies at this college.
He further commended the rich blend of participants from Asia and Africa at large, saying that their participation fosters cooperation, collaboration, and synergy among global partners. He stated that this aids in addressing current and complex issues and ensures sustainable peace, stability, and socio-economic development. Lieutenant General John Mwangi, the Vice Chief of the Defense Forces, congratulated the graduates for their hard work and dedication throughout the course duration, which culminated to the auspicious occasion.
As we celebrate the graduates and release them into the environment to take up higher responsibilities in command and staff, I wish to emphasize the need for them to apply the knowledge and skills acquired from this college.
Moving on to the North Rift, Major General Jeff Nyaga, General Officer Commanding Western Command, toured Operation Maliza Uhalifu in the North Rift. This was his inaugural visit as the General Officer Commanding Western Command, where he was briefed on the current security situation and milestones achieved since the operation was launched. The briefing took place at the Multi-Agency Command Center in Chemolingot, after which he toured Chesitet, Tot, Kainuk, Baragoi, Pura, Kirimun, and Ngoisusu areas in the operation region. The General Officer Commanding Western Command expressed the Kenya Defense Forces commitment to curb the banditry menace in the operation areas. While engaging with the troops, Major General Nyaga commended all the security agencies for their selfless service in ensuring normalcy is restored in the disturbed counties. Elsewhere, Lieutenant Colonel Evans Onyancha presided over the Special Boats Operators Graduation Ceremony at the Kenya Naval Training College in Mtongwe, Mombasa County. While presiding over the ceremony, Lieutenant Colonel Onyancha, the commanding officer, Kenya Naval Training College, congratulated the graduates for successfully completing the course. He urged them to utilize the knowledge acquired during the training to effectively undertake maritime security tasks. Additionally, Lieutenant Colonel Peter Waweru, the chief instructor at the college, called on the graduates to consistently apply the knowledge and skills acquired during the training to counter malign activities at sea. He encouraged them to be resilient and competent while performing their duties. Elsewhere, Colonel Joel Tanui, the Operation Amani Boni commander, visited the National Police Reservist in Witu, Lamu County to assess its security and operational state. He was accompanied by commanders from the General Service Unit, the Administration Police Service, the Kenya Forest Service, and the Kenya Wildlife Service. In his address during the visit, Colonel Tanui thanked the troops for their commitment and dedication in serving the country and encouraged them to remain focused and steadfast to the mission and the objectives of the operation. He further urged them to continue providing security to the citizenry.
In his remarks, Colonel Tanui acknowledged that a significant milestone has been realized in the area since the inception of Operation Amani Boni. This he attributed to the troops' understanding of the operating environment, which is crucial to achieving the mandate of the operation. Mr. Emmanuel Wesley Koech, the Assistant County Commissioner Witu, noted that the National Police Reservist has been instrumental in providing security in the area. Mr. Koech reiterated that troops' understanding of the area of responsibility, combined with the capacity and expertise of other security agencies, has led to notable changes and successful operations. He assured the troops that the government recognizes their good work and further asked them to remain vigilant.
On to matters faith, Kano Reverend Benjamin Maswili, Apostolic Administrator of Military Ordinariate of Kenya, presided over a liturgy for the commissioning of 136 new mothers into the Catholic Women Association. The association targets to empower Catholic women spiritually, morally and socially for the purpose of evangelism to families and the society at large. The commissioned mothers, drawn from the Kenya Defence Forces fraternity, undertook a one-year training where they were taken through different areas of social well-being. The training focused on morals, family upbringing and faith-related lessons and was geared towards promoting strong faith, commitment, teamwork and humility in the face of adversity. The Mass for the commissioned mothers was held at St. Peter and Paul Cathedral headquarters here in Nairobi.
In his sermon during the commissioning, Colonel Reverend Maswili noted that the strong families are a result of deliberate intention, determination, and practice. He urged the women to walk their families on the journey of God and teach their children good Christian values. The Colonel Reverend used the opportunity to encourage the congregants to pray for gallant military men and women as they undertake in their duties of defending and protecting Kenya against external aggression.
Kenya Air Force officers undergoing the junior officers course visited Maramba Tea Factory Limited in Limuru and were received by Kenya's first indigenous Kenya Air Force commander, Major General retired Dedan Gishuru, the factory's operations director. The young officers were led by Major Michael Nyenyo, the course officer in charge. During the visit, the Kenya Air Force officers were taken through the tea processing procedures from the time the raw product is received at the weighbridge until its eventual packaging. Speaking during the visit, Major General retired Dedan Gishuru expressed gladness to host the officers. He took them through his journey in the military since 1963, highlighting his experience as the first indigenous Kenya Air Force commander. On to matters environmental conservation, parade personnel comprising of the Kenya Defence Forces and a host of other security agencies took part in a tree planting exercise at Camp Ndunda within Njukiri Forest in Embu County in preparation for the 2023 Madaraka Day celebration held in the county. The tree planting exercise was spearheaded by Her Excellency Honorable Cecily Mbarire, Embu County Governor, who thanked the security agencies for their support in preparation for the Madaraka Day celebration. During the exercise, 3,000 trees were planted as a way of giving back to the community and also in keeping with the presidential vision of a sustainable greener future.
In her address, the governor appreciated how the Kenya Defence Forces and other security agencies had conducted their work. She said that she was impressed with the gender inclusivity and encouraged more women to venture into the disciplined forces and work their way through the ranks to higher leadership positions. The Commander 4th Brigade, Brigadier Jatani Gula, thanked the local leadership and community for their warm welcome and hospitality to the security agencies taking part in the celebrations. He lauded the tree planting exercise as critical towards environmental conservation.
In other environmental activities, Kenya Army troops from the Corps of Electrical and Mechanical Engineering partnered with other organizations in planting over 20,000 trees at Matathia in Lari, Kiambu County. The tree planting exercise is in line with the Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, His Excellency Honorable Dr. William Ruto's directive of accelerating the forest cover to combat climate change in the country. Kenya Navy ship Jasiri and Indian Navy ship Trishul conducted a passage exercise outside the port of Mombasa. The exercise was aimed at fostering interoperability and reflecting the commitments of both navies to build cooperative partnership in combating emerging maritime threats. Passage exercises are conducted regularly with friendly foreign navies while visiting each other's ports or during engagements at sea. The passage exercise focused on combined command and control of naval drills such as replenishment at sea and steam passed, and reflects the strong relationship between Kenya and India, particularly on defense cooperation in the maritime domain. In other news, General Francis Ogola, Chief of the Defence Forces, joined the East African Community Chief of Defence Forces and Chief of Defence Staff for an extraordinary meeting at Bujumbura in Burundi. The meeting focused on discussing the security situation in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is part of the continued efforts to restore peace, security and stability in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Last year, the East African Regional Force was deployed and mandated to restore peace in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. This has contributed to gradual improvement by establishing a favorable environment, leading to the accessibility of main supply routes, protection of civilians, and the withdrawal of armed groups. Moving on, Kenyan troops under the East African Community Regional Force extended help to an expectant woman who urgently needed medical attention. The lady sought help from the soldiers on patrol at Kibumba Base and was transported to the Kinyarichinya Health Center, where she had a successful delivery. The troops later assisted transport the mother and her newborn baby back home and offered foodstuff to the family. The woman's family was touched by the kind gesture and expressed their appreciation for the support from the troops. Additionally, in other operations, the Kenyan contingent troops conducted a verification exercise at Kibumba environs in eastern DRC. The verification exercise aimed at providing credible information on the current security trends. This was a joint bureau drawn from ad hoc verification mechanism, expanded joint verification mechanism, EAC monitoring and verification mechanism, and the Kenyan contingent. The exercise focused on the confirmation of violations and peace process progress, independent monitoring, verification and reporting by security actors, promote trust and positive credible reporting for sound mitigation measures. Troops from the Kenya Navy stationed at Manda Base, Lamu County, took part in cycling and swimming competitions. The sporting events were meant to foster and strengthen teamwork, unity, and good working relations throughout the services and among commissioned officers and service members. The competition involved a 28-kilometer cycling competition which had 30 participants. The race saw Lieutenant Kariuki clinch the first position, followed by Sergeant Keitani and Senior Private Ochieng, respectively. In the swimming competition, service personnel competed in the front crawl, backstroke, side stroke, breaststroke, underwater and object recovery, with the winners in each category awarded. In his address during the competition, Brigadier Peter Chelimo, Commander Manda Base, stated that the competition demonstrated the true spirit of teamwork and comradeship. He appealed to the troops to embrace sportsmanship not only for fitness but also as a medium of respect for others and self-control. Thank you for watching. We look forward to your feedback via our official social media handles and your viewership next Friday for the KDF Weekly Bulletin. My name is Sergeant Doreen Kerubo. Goodbye.